The head of the Papua New Guinea government agency fighting the spread of HIV/AIDS says after a record number of cases last year, they expect even worse figures in 2023. The National AIDS Council Secretariat's acting director, Tony Lupiwa, says in 2022, PNG had a record 6,500 cases, or about 18 new HIV infections a day last year. These are by far the worst in the country's history after it had brought the AIDS epidemic under control 20 years ago. But he expects even higher numbers when the data for this year comes out. Don Wiseman asked him what has gone wrong.
Lack of awareness. I think there's not much prevention messages going out to the populations. Suddenly, the health promotion part of HIV went down when we had budget cuts, and there hasn't been much awareness and other preventative measures that used to happen before. They suddenly stopped because of financial issues. So nothing went on air, nothing went on newspapers, nothing went on radio, which I think people thought that, okay, HIV is gone. There's no messages anymore about HIV.
You would think, because so many lives have been claimed in Papua New Guinea, going back over the past generation, you would think there would be a lot of knowledge within communities.
Yeah, that is so. But what I am saying here is that because there's nothing going out to the communities telling them to protect themselves, people have gone back to doing their risky behavior and all that. So the condom use has gone down, and I think that's why we are seeing escalation of numbers of HIV again. Suddenly we get a big jump, 6,500 cases in 2022. That's almost double the number of cases. An estimate of 18 new cases of HIV per day.
So I suppose that there are a number of things. What is the word from the government? Is there going to be some additional effort being made to inform people?
Yeah, the government is now aware, and we are hoping that government will increase its budget for HIV prevention efforts in PNG, and that includes treatment and care, which has now become also a prevention strategy all over the world, and we are implementing that in PNG, and we have prevented a certain percentage of HIV infections in the last couple of years.
The figure you gave earlier for 2022, that's actually the worst year ever, isn't it, in PNG?
Yeah, that's the worst year ever. And it's frightening for me. That is a lot of people. We don't want to go there again. We're actually expecting more than that because we had the national elections last year. And usually during national elections, people leave home and they're in campaign houses and away from home and having sex with other partners. And usually after the elections, we see increase in STIs, including HIV, and we're expecting a bigger number when it comes to our statistics for 2023, which we will be releasing soon.
Okay, so you think this figure might be even bigger?
Yeah, I think the figure will be bigger.
So there's a fair bit of work there for organisations such as yourself?
There's a fair bit of work, and we are being pressured by the government to pull our socks up and start doing the prevention, take the prevention strategy because that is our roles and responsibility for the National AIDS Council. We coordinate the response, and at the same time we are in charge of the prevention efforts, while the health department is responsible for treatment and care.
To an extent, the government then is putting the onus on you or blaming you, are they?
Well, I wouldn't say blaming us. I would say I think we are not doing what we are supposed to be doing, but we can't do those things without funding, and funding has been our problem for the last 5 years.